Carol Thielen, and this is my Starry Path quilt, and I'm going to show you how I piece the block. Before you start cutting, you should cut enough to make one block and do a test block first to make sure that you're going to want to do it and make all your mistakes on the test block first. And then go ahead and cut all your pieces. And the first thing you're going to do, this is piece A, the background, and this is piece B, the end of the star point, the accent fabric. You're going to take all of your A's and piece them to all of your B's. At this point, we don't care about colors and matching fabrics and what they're going to do because we have so many different fabrics in this scrap quilt. We'll just wait and do that later. So at this point, just sew all your A's to all your B's. Now, the AccuQuilt website tells you to press your seams open, but that has never worked for me, and I'll just deal with the bulk. But I press toward the dark fabric. In this case, I press toward B, but you press open if you want, however you want to do it. After you stitch those and you press, you're going to stitch C to this unit, C to B, and do the same thing. And here I pressed toward the background fabric, the C unit. So what you're going to do is go through and piece all of your pieces. So you'll have all of these together and you'll have a huge stack of these. And then you come back and then we're going to put the blocks together. Next you're going to select 4 pieces that you want to put together in a block. And then you'll select the matching piece D for each one. So this goes with that, that, and this. So this is going to be your block. Take these out, and we're going to lay these out first. If you look at this right angle here, this is the very center of the block. So I lay them out like this, and then put this here, and then this here, and this here. So this is the center of your block. Next, you're going to take these pieces and put them where they belong. And the way you do it is this matches this, so you just go across and put this in. And this, you go across and put this in. Across and across. So check to make sure that all of your pieces are matching. And next we're going to piece these units here. So you're going to piece this to this and this to this. Turn it over and you're going to match, let's get this out of the way. You're going to match these pieces here. And I found it's easier to start by matching these and then match this other side. And then start your stitching from this side. Start your stitching from this side and go here. And do that to all 4 of these and then press toward the accent fabric. Now you should have 4 pieces to your block, and some things you want to check are these ends right here. These are going to be the corners of your block, and you want the star points to meet right at the corner if you can. So we're going to look at these pieces right here. If you look at this corner, you see that the top lays perfectly on the back fabric. Now you're going to take these 4 pieces and stitch them together. So you flip it over and we're going to stitch this side, flip it over and stitch this side. Now we have stitched 2 together and we have 2 pieces left. You want to look at these corners here. You want to try to have a nice 1/4 inch here. So if your seam line is there and your seam line is here, then you'll have that nice point right in the corner. So that one looks good. Let's put this one over here, see what this one looks like. And that one looks good too. Now here I did press towards the accent fabric. So let's turn it over so I can show you how I pressed it. You can see that I just folded it over And there is some bulk there, but I'm just going to deal with the bulk. So if you want, you can press it open. Now we're going to stitch these two together. And since I press toward one direction, you match the center seam and start here at the end and stitch to the center and then go out to the other end. Now we've stitched the final seam in this block, but I wanted to show you how we can reduce some bulk in the center. Now we still have the bulk on the edge, or I do, because I press to one side. So we turn this over. Now let's look, this is the seam. This is the seam we just sewed. And if we look here, these stitches above that seam we're going to take out. So we take that stitch out, then flip it over. Do the same thing on this side. Here's the seam we just sewed, and we're going to take these stitches out up here. Okay. Now what you do, you want to press toward this accent fabric and this accent fabric, but they're going in different directions. So turn this over, and if we want to press this way and this way, then you look at this seam and it opens up just like that, and it has a little four-patch right in the middle. So this allows you to press this seam this way and this seam that way. And so that's what you do. You press this seam that way and this seam this way, and then you have your block finished.